Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate we're growing, guys. Well, today's video is that simple classy soft glam look that every girl can rock. So I'm doing this on my client, and first of all I'm going to be using estee lauder complex serum on her face, and then I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution moisturizer. Guys, my client has dried skin, so I have to prep appropriately. After doing that, I'm going to go in with foundation. So I'm using the Chalotte Tilbury foundation and Estee Lauder foundation, guys. I'm using the sweep and roll technique to apply this foundation because first of all, my client has good skin, so there's really nothing to cover up. So I'm just trying to enhance the skin and make sure that it is ready for the next step, which is concealer. I'm going to be using 2 shades of Kevyn concealer, one just to brighten the inner corners of the eyes and the other to cover up the rest of the under eyes. After placing my concealer at the high point of her face, which is the bottom eyes, the T-zone areas, that is the bridge of her nose, I'm going to be blending this concealer using the tapping motion technique because we want coverage around these areas. So as you can see, I'm tapping on her skin. I'm not also applying pressure because that's actually the trick to using brush when blending stuff. Do not apply too much pressure, if not your foundation is going to move and leave lines on the skin. I'm using this eye magic palette to apply my cream blush, and then I'm also going to be blending this cream blush upward. Is there a word like upwardly? Yes, there is. Towards an upward mode, just to lift off her face. I'm also going to be using the tapping mode as well, the tapping method, to blend as well. And then I'm going to be blending the other side and also using my brush, my foundation brush, to just blend everything so they can look seamless, they can look well blended and not too harsh on the skin. After I'm done blending and I feel like yes, this is what I want, I'm going to go back in to the under eyes and make sure everything is blended to remove any crease line before I set the under eyes. This is very important. If you want a really nice under eyes without breaks, without cracks, you have to blend it very well before you set or apply any form of powder on that place. It is very important. Now I'm also going to be extending this powder around the places that I already highlighted and then blending as well. You can see I'm using the small brush and the bigger brush to blend, just to get into all those tiny areas. Now I'm going to be using the Sephora powder and the Fenty powder mixed together to get the actual skin tone around the whole face. I'm going to be blending every single part of our face. Most people, they forget the bottom of the neck. You have to blend that part as well. Make sure that you are blending the bottom part of it. I'm not saying that you should extend the foundation or powder to the neck, but if need be, yes you can, but this is not what I'm doing. I'm making sure that everywhere that needs to be blended is getting blended. You can also extend to our ears. You know, people have different skin tones around their faces, so everything has to blend. Now I'm using my new favorite powdered blush on her skin. When I tell you that this blush is so good, like, I feel like I have eyes for good blushes, affordable good blushes. I have eyes for them. And can you see how this blush is sitting really well on her skin? Now we're also going to be blending this blush upward as well, and I'm going in with the Huda Beauty setting powder underneath the eye just to set that area. And also I'm going to be blending as well. I'm going to be making sure that my blush and the powder are looking well blended, no harsh lines at all. Guys, I do not bake. I have nothing against people that bake or against baking, but it's just my personal preference. There are no rules to makeup. I do not bake at all. Now I'm going to be going in with the Kevyn concealer on the eyes as an eye base. Now this look, I'm going to be using powders only. I'm going to be using Fenty beauty powders in 345, 460 and 490 to create this entire eye look. So if you do not have eyeshadow, no worries, you can use your powder to create a soft look on your eyes. I'm using the tap and roll technique to apply this powder onto our eyes because I want it to sit really well on the eyes. After blending to an extent, I had to ask my client to look into the mirror to see how far we have come, if she likes what she sees or she wants me to make the eyes look a bit darker, which she agreed and said okay, she wants it darker. You have to communicate with your client. That is the only way you can satisfy them. Even if your client tells you, oh, just do your thing, ask questions, communicate, guys, if you're a working makeup artist. Now I'm infusing the darker shade of powder, which is 490, and then I'm using a clean brush just to blend out the edges of the eyes. You can see that she has agreed and said she loves what she sees on the eyes. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other eye. You see, you have to communicate because I mean, people are different. Your soft glam can be someone else's bold look and vice versa. Now I'm using the same powder I used on the eyes just to smudge the bottom of the eyes. Once I'm done with the eye look and I've applied eyelashes, I go back in with the very first powder I used on the under eyes just to clean off any fallouts as well as blend everything to make sure everything is looking nice and cute. Now I'm going back with the Sephora powder and the other Fenty powder I used again just to blend and blend and blend. See, you have to blend though, I always say this. Now I'm using the Skinny Divia and the NYX Dewy spray on her face. You remember I said she has dry skin. Now I'm using danessa myrick's Dewy balm and I'm going to be applying this generously because of the kind of look we are going for. Now we're going for more of a satin finish, but it's leaning towards the dewy side but not so dewy because I mean we're in Dubai. Now after applying the highlighter, the dewy balm, I'm going to go back in with my blush and a powder that acts as a contour or just to warm up our skin. I finished the entire look with a finishing spray and this is the final look, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. I really appreciate it, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please like, share and comment on this look, and also let me know if you're going to be recreating this look. See you guys in my next video.